That's what the carport slab's going to look like. Perfectly in line with the end of the house. G'day lads and lasses, and welcome back to another home improvement video. So we've been needing a carport at this house for quite a while. Warwick gets some pretty wild, I guess you could say, summer storms, but we are susceptible to getting hail. So basically, Hannah's got a nicer car than mine, and we also wanted somewhere to park the cars that's not in the sun. So I thought, to protect Hannah's car and also keep my car out of the sun, why not build a double carport? Now we could have gone with a single carport, but we had an awful lot of space out the front to put a double carport, so we figured, why not? We'll chuck one out the front. But you can see here, I've basically, all that work there was just me pre-drilling the holes for bolting it all together. And you'll see as this part of the video goes on, we get beautiful sunsets here in Warwick, so keep an eye on that. But needed Hannah's help to put these things together because they're quite a large span, and they're not terribly heavy, but they are quite heavy, these cross members here. And yeah, we're not doing everything on a ladder. We've got just one little step ladder that you can see there, but the ute also sort of worked as an elevated working platform that we could just move back and forth. So hooray for me for having a ute. So the carport itself, got it as part of it's a kit carport, I guess you could say, from Easy Shed. Wasn't as easy to assemble as I thought it was because there was a lot of instructions in it that just didn't make sense to me. I'm sure if you're a builder, it probably would have made more sense. But the slab itself was done by a local concreting mob, which they did a bang-up job. You can see there's a slight ramp at the front there. It's easier to see in the next couple of shots. But, yeah, so kit, carport, easy enough to assemble. I don't know why they didn't give me full-length sheets, though, but I suppose everything has to be sort of optimized for transport. But this took me a little bit of finagling to figure out how I was going to lay these sheets over top of one each other, but I eventually got to it. And you can see, yeah, this is where the ute really paid dividends. I've been standing on the roof and standing on the bonnet and standing on the roof racks and put those bits of timber there to try and like make a little platform, but it never lined up anyway. So yeah, once I got the rhythm of putting the roof sheets on, it was fairly straightforward and easy to do. And I highly recommend, if you like have half an idea of how to use an impact driver and a drill, this is something you can easily do yourself. You don't have to pay someone to do this. Yes, it's a fair bit of work. This is day 2, but it's a kit shed. It gives you pretty straightforward instructions, although some parts don't really make sense. But this is the important part here. So we're just figuring out now that the water doesn't drain off the roof. There's not enough fall on the roof to actually drain the water off. So you'll see our solution to that coming up soon. But we're just discussing how we're going to fix that. And you remember when I was talking about how I drilled holes in it earlier? I drilled 2 holes that I didn't end up using the second lowest hole. So what we're going to do here, and you'll see in a sec, is attach a car jack to the roof in a real Dodge setup. Just, jack it up a little bit. And, yeah, bolt it through the second lower hole that, didn't originally get used in the first place, but now it's getting used now. So I'm sure it gave the neighbours a bit of a laugh. But, yeah, this project took 2 days in total with, over the next 2 days, there's a bit of finagling for just random bits and pieces. But the flashing was my least favourite part because you had to do cutouts around the roof sheets, which was a little bit annoying. But end of the day, we've got a carport. It drains off the roof. The gutter's in place. Everybody's happy. We can keep our cars out of the sun and out of the hail. So we've got our security light installed. Both cars parked in the carport. And we've just finished putting in the gutter, which definitely works. Oh, look at that. Nice. Last job for tomorrow is to take out this old downpipe here, this old steel one, and tie in the PVC downpipe to there. Things that I didn't think about and now I have to live with is because it's zinc aluminum, it's quite bright. It reflects a lot of sunlight into the sunroom, but it's winter right now and it's very, very much welcome because in the mornings the sunroom gets warm real quick with all that reflected sunlight. So we're eventually going to have to do something about that down the line, but we now have a place to park the vehicles where they're going to be free from hail damage. And yeah, so that's the carport episode. Stick around on the channel and you'll see me attempt to build a shed. Thanks very much. Thanks for your time. Enjoy your evening. Goodbye.